Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
One person dead, another injured after a bad crash on the city's west side. What police say happened.
Gusts of 110 miles an hour can and have moved this fire down a football field in a matter of seconds.
Recovery efforts underway this morning after a hellish night of fires in the state of Colorado. What authorities are saying started the fire and how they plan to rebuild as we head into the new year.
As we ring in 2022, fireworks stands are becoming busier. Tips from experts on how you can avoid spending your first moments of 2022 in the hospital.
And a good morning to you. It is Friday, December 31st. Pick a date, Mark.
We can do this. We have one more day left.
Yes, we do. And of course, this is going to happen overnight tonight. We're waiting to hear from the city later on this morning on whether tonight's fireworks and party downtown is a go or a no. Look for that coming up around 10 o'clock live right here online and on air at KSAT.com.
That's right. Mike, I know we've been talking about this all week long. It's been kind of Groundhog's Day with this humid, foggy, starts every morning, but
yesterday we had a little more of a break from the fog, but then this morning it really came back. I mean, it was already thick about 2 o'clock in the morning or so, and that's something to think about. If you're going to be out late tonight, after celebrating after midnight, we'll probably see some fog redeveloping in the wee hours again tomorrow morning because of all the humidity. Right now, we're at 68 degrees. There is a little mist out there. The roads have been damp all morning long, so if you are hitting the roads today, do be careful. And, of course, the humidity is sky high because that bottom number, dew point, is way up there, neck and neck with the actual air temperature. We're going to make it up to, right around 80, 81 degrees to top off at later on this afternoon. Way above normal. Of course, we're starting about 25 degrees above normal, basically. The aquifer dropped down another 0.2 foot in the past 24 hours. And Mountain Cedar, you may want to sit down for this one. Yeah, it went up about 50% more from what it was yesterday, about 16,000 or so yesterday's reading, 24,000, almost 25,000 Mountain Cedar. And that's before we get the big front to move through here this weekend. So we may be seeing even more Mountain Cedar this weekend with that strong front moving on through here. Still got some fog to deal with out there. Visibility has improved in a lot of spots. It's up to 5 miles now at the airport, but off to the west, it's still just pea soup all the way from Rock Springs down toward Carrizo Springs. And of course, the dense fog advisory. A lot of counties, though, have been deleted from that. Our southern counties are still in effect with that dense fog advisory up until 10 o'clock. And again, the Mountain Cedar is sky high. This evening, it is going to be warm. It is going to be sultry. Temperatures will stay in the 70s, but big changes coming later on in the weekend. That's coming up.
Thank you very much, Mike. Right now, we are looking at very light traffic out there, 10 at Culebra and all around town. The morning commute hasn't been much of a commute at all. Some folks do have to work. We're going to keep an eye on the roads for you during this hour.
Let's take a look at today's 9 at 9. Over 600 homes, a Target shopping center, and a hotel have been destroyed by raging wildfires in Colorado. The fires are being fueled by strong winds. Meteorologists say wind should die down today, and snow is expected in the forecast. The Boulder County Sheriff says he would not be surprised if there were injuries or deaths from the fires.
A $10,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest of a 14-year-old suspected of shooting and killing 3 teenagers in a North Texas convenience store. The shooting happened in Garland, north of Dallas, this past weekend. Police say the teen is trying to avoid capture and is considered armed and dangerous.
More travel delays as airlines keep canceling flights due to COVID-19 sick call-outs. Airlines scrubbing hundreds of flights as of this morning for the next 2 days. And now the Federal Aviation Administration is also warning of possible travel holdups because of its own pandemic-related staffing issues. The agency says traffic volume could be reduced at some airports, which could cause delays during one of the busiest holiday travel times.
The Biden administration lifting the travel ban on 8 African countries. The restrictions were implemented in late November to slow the spread of the Omicron variant in the United States. Other countries, including Canada, have dropped the restrictions as well.
More than half of Americans have rolled up their sleeves twice. That's according to new data from the CDC. More than 205 million people, or 62% of Americans, are fully vaccinated. Over 1 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine are being given out daily right now, and over 33% of people are boosted. The FDA is expected to broaden the Pfizer booster to children 12 to 15 years old in just a couple of days.
The CDC now recommending people not go on cruises in the wake of Omicron and increased COVID cases among cruise passengers and crew. The CDC says 3,000 people out of nearly 600,000 on ships have caught COVID since the summer. The Cruise Lines International Association says it disagrees with the CDC.
Tesla has recalled 475,000 vehicles due to camera and front trunk issues. The automaker says the technical defects may increase the risk of accidents. Model 3 and Model S cars are affected. If you are unsure if your vehicle is involved in this recall, contact Tesla immediately.
More money is heading to IKEA employees here in the U.S. starting tomorrow. The hourly rate will jump to $16 an hour, with some starting at $17 or $18 an hour, depending on location. The changes also include an increased benefit package with 5 weeks of paid time off.
The college football playoffs get underway today with 2 semifinal matchups. Number 1 Alabama takes on number 4 Cincinnati in the Cotton Bowl. That's happening today at 3:30. And number 2 Michigan takes on number 3 Georgia in the Orange Bowl. Kickoff is at 7:30, and that's today's 9 at 9. Those are Eastern times.
Eastern times, that's right. All right, I hinted at it at the top of the newscast. In just about an hour or so, officials from University Health, the city of San Antonio, and Bexar County will be holding a press conference ahead of tonight's New Year's festivities.
With COVID-19 cases on the rise in San Antonio, city leaders are recommending those party plans be reconsidered. Jonathan Cotto has more.
City leaders are not only discouraging people from having in-person gatherings as we welcome the new year, but they're also urging folks to avoid the emergency room unless it's a real emergency. University's health officials say their emergency department is experiencing a tremendous increase in critical trauma patients and those with other serious health complications. They say the highly contagious variant is also adding to the increase of patients going to the ER. Health officials tell us some people who do have COVID are showing up with mild symptoms. Therefore, anyone who wants a COVID test should call their doctor or find a testing site online to leave room for those who need to go to the ER. University Health is also discouraging people from large New Year's Eve gatherings, but does offer some advice if you happen to find yourself in a crowd.
You better have your mask on, and it should be a really good mask, like a KN95 or an N95 mask, or at the very least, a surgical mask. A plain old face cloth covering, it's just not going to cut it. Why? Because the Omicron variant of SARS-CoV-2 is way more infectious, much more transmissible than the variants we've been dealing with previously.
University Health is scheduled to have a press conference later this morning at 10. We'll be bringing to you that live here on KSAT 12 and KSAT.com. Reporting, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Other top stories we're following for you today. San Antonio police investigating a deadly crash on the city's west side.
Police say a man crashed his vehicle into multiple objects before rolling the vehicle and landing on its roof. This is a look at the scene around 1:30 this morning. Authorities say the driver of the 2004 Mustang was driving on the access road near Southwest Loop 410 when it hit a puddle of water in the road and lost control. The car slammed into a utility pole, a tree, a fire hydrant, and metal railing before coming to its stop on the roof.
Now, police say the driver was not wearing a seatbelt, was ejected. A person was found dead in a drainage ditch. A second person in the car was wearing their belt and survived. That person was taken to hospital with minor injuries. Police say speed was a factor in this crash.
An 18-year-old turns himself into police in connection to a deadly shooting at a Northwest Side apartment complex.
Jordan Eaton now being charged with 1 count of murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The shooting happened at an apartment complex on Wurzbach near Babcock just before noon yesterday.
When officers arrived at the scene, they found a man who had been shot. He was taken to University Hospital, but later died. Eaton was not arrested at the scene. Officers were able to gather information and look at surveillance video to identify Eaton as a suspect.
Eaton and the victim were both residents at that complex. The victim's name has not been released and a motive is still unclear.
Well, as families across Bexar County stock up on fireworks to celebrate New Year's Eve, authorities are ramping up patrols. They want the community to know how quickly things can go wrong.
Alicia Barreto spoke to a fireworks stand manager on the far west side who says most products are marketed towards kids and explains what parents should look out for.
My most popular would be you have Roman candles, tanks, chickens.
They're bright, they're fun, and for many, fireworks are a family tradition.
It's eye candy for the little ones.
Starkey Davila helps run one of the fireworks stands in the city's far west side.
Yeah, so I think they focus big on packaging. So you have things like Pokeball, an ice cream cone, basket of popcorn. So it attracts eyes for sure when walking up. So the first thing kids notice is a Pokeball.
If you're looking for a safer option for the kids, this selection right here could be a good start, mostly because they're small, but then they also have a sturdy base like this one. And once you ignite the fuse, you can walk away and enjoy the show.
But even sparklers can cause serious burn injuries as they can exceed 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Authorities say stay away from homemade fireworks, keep combustibles away, and be mindful of what area you choose to ignite the fireworks.
And we always want you to keep a bucket or a water hose in close proximity to be able to extinguish any fires that might arise from using the fireworks.
John Ortega, Deputy Fire Marshal for Bexar County, says a professional fireworks show is the safest option. But next on the list are 1.4 G-stamp consumer fireworks sold by licensed vendors.
Because those are the folks that are operating within the legal guidelines of how fireworks are permitted to be sold. And that goes a long way in ensuring the safety of the product and of the manner that they're stored and dispensed out to the general public. You can tell that.
These are all precautions to take to avoid injuries, property damage, or even criminal charges. Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
9:09, 68 degrees, still ahead on GMSA at 9.
The search enters day 12 for missing 3-year-old Lena killed. The latest on that search in our next half hour.
But first, an unbreakable friendship made thanks COVID-19. How a little girl and a mailman are creating memories. That story coming up in your morning headlines with our David Sears.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by the Republic of Texas Window Company.
Hi, I'm Hunter with the Republic of Texas Window Company. My wife Dana and I would like to thank the veterans, first responders, and military for their service this holiday season. Happy holidays.
In your morning headlines, raging wildfires in Colorado and pictures of a woman isolated in a rather unusual bathroom setting.
When and how could this pandemic end? And a mailman makes a friend for life. David Sears is here with your final headlines of December 31st, 2021.
And we're going to end the year with a feel-good story.
Good.
Good. We need it.
Get us into the new year. Yeah, we need something like that. Now, first, let's start with the tough time they're having in Boulder County, Colorado, fighting a huge fire out there. Apparently, winds damaged power lines, and that's what started the fire. It's the Marshall Fire outside the city of Boulder, and it has already consumed 1,600 acres. Right now, the fire is winning the battles. Homes, businesses burned to the ground. One subdivision lost more than 300 homes. Another subdivision in the process of losing another 200. Businesses have also been burned down. The fire is spreading fast due to dry air, high winds with hurricane-force gusts.
Gusts of 100, 110 miles an hour can and have moved this fire down a football field in a matter of seconds.
You could hear cars going through, like police cars, fire trucks, something like that, going through the neighborhood on a bullhorn telling everyone to evacuate.
Yeah, the winds are expected to die down sometime today. The sheriff hopes when they do, they can get out and start assessing all the damage. Talk about the way to deal with COVID. This is Marissa Fetio taking selfies in a bathroom on a jet plane. She's isolating. She just tested positive for COVID. So here's the story. Marissa was flying to Iceland a couple of weeks ago with her brother and dad. She says before she got on the flight, she took 2 PCR tests, both negative. She also took several rapid tests, all negative. But while the plane was in the air, she felt a sore throat coming on. So she took another rapid test, and lo and behold, it was positive. So now what does she do? The flight was full. The flight attendants couldn't move passengers around to give her room to isolate. So one of the attendants asked if she would isolate in one of the restrooms. She agreed. She didn't want to pass it on to anybody else. So for the next 5 hours or so, she sat in the restroom Looks like a fancy bathroom for Iceland Air. Folks were so thankful she got some gifts, including a little tree to make her feel at home. She also got a card for the flight attendants. When the flight landed, she was taken to the Red Cross Hotel to quarantine for 10 days. She also shot a TikTok video that has been viewed, about 4 million times now. The COVID-19 pandemic could come to an end in 2022. That is according to the World Health Organization, but there is a catch. The WHO says in order for that to happen, the global vaccinations have to increase. The head of the WHO says the world has the tools and resources to end the calamity. According to that organization, projections show potential to vaccinate every adult and provide boosters to every high-risk group. And finally, we are going to end the year with a feel-good story. Meet 4-year-old Dorothea. At the beginning of the pandemic, she would sit at the front window in her house and wait for the mailman to bring the mail. Still does. After a while, she was allowed to go out and greet him and even get the mail. Now there is a routine. Dorothea sits and waits at the window or on the front porch. Chris Linhoff shows up about 10 o'clock every morning. Then she showers with him gifts and treats and even drawings.
I even made him a mail truck out of perler beads.
Around when the pandemic started, I noticed her looking out the window a lot, so I would just wave. And she then it was waving back, and then her mom caught me one day and was telling me about her infatuation with the mail truck, and here we are.
So in case you couldn't quite catch it, she made the mail truck out of perler beads.
Oh.
Chris loves their friendship so much that he proudly displays some of her artwork right there inside the mail truck so he can look at it while he makes his deliveries.
Is it me, or did he get a little choked up talking about her?
I think he gets a little choked up talking about her.
So sweet.
How's that? There
That's
you go.
a good
Awesome.
story. We need those.
Great way to end it. Great way to begin the next one.
Thank you very much for delivering. Appreciate it, David.
David.
9:17, and here we are approaching New Year's Eve, and some folks will be out and about tonight, hopefully safely. Here's Mike with more on how our forecast is shaping up.
If you are heading out today, it is going to be, this morning, there's a lot of mist out there and everything. We're probably going to see some of that then after midnight. We'll have partly cloudy skies, but with all the humidity around here, like we saw around this morning. So do take it easy if you are outside. These cows are waiting for when the cold air is going to be coming.
How do you know they're waiting for when?
It says that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to question it.
Well, do you speak cow? How do you know?
I'm not.
She said it. I didn't.
I know. I knew somebody was going to start moving. I did not. So anyway, Yvonne, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Cows aren't going to have to wait long, about less than 48 hours for the really cold stuff to move on in here, about 36 hours when it's going to commence its its plunge, and it's definitely going to be plunging on in. Still plenty of clouds out there. The fog is definitely thinned out somewhat. 8 miles visibility right now. Still some more fog heading out 90 over toward Uvalde, and then up around New Braunfels, and still the pea soup from Rock Springs down in toward Carrizo Springs. Only our southern counties are still under a dense fog advisory. It was canceled elsewhere, obviously, which is good news. Still plenty of humidity around here, and it's going to be sticking around throughout the rest of today. So very warm, very humid. We'll see a little more sunshine later on this afternoon, and it's going to be very sultry tonight, with temperatures only dropping to, say, about 70 right around midnight, and then we'll only stay right about mid to upper 60s in the overnight hours. Like I said, with the influx of all this humidity that's continuing to pump on in here, that's what's going to lead to some more fog. Now, Actually, this model has sped things up slightly. By late morning tomorrow, obviously earlier in the hill country, the dry line is going to be coming on through here. And you see how these wind lines are coming in here straight out of the west. So that's the nice dry air. Do start to pick up. It's going to be breezy tomorrow afternoon. And by the way, Katie Blake had just posted, she said earlier in the week, the lady that does our pollen count for us said that based on her records, the 24,880, what it is right now, is one of the highest readings we've had in about the past 2 years. And that's without the effects of any fronts coming on through here. So that's what's going to be happening then late Saturday into Sunday. And watch out, the wind lines then by Saturday night come straight down out of the north. That's when the really, really cold stuff moves on in here. So we'll be up around even low 80s. This model keeps us a couple of notches below where we are going to be for a high tomorrow. And then even by the evening hours, still in the upper 60s. Here comes the cold air coming on in here. This model has us at freezing. I think we'll be just above it because of the wind. And then we only stay, and this one keeps us in the upper 40s, about 50 or so for a high temperature on Sunday. Then the really cold stuff moves on in here, and we're going to have a widespread freeze on Monday. But it may actually feel colder Sunday morning because of the winds. We're going to have definitely wind chill to deal with Sunday morning. 77 degrees at noon today. Boy, I mean, we're talking warm and humid and then windy and frigid cold by Sunday. And then a high temperature today up to 81. The record's 83. We were within a degree of the record yesterday with 82 degrees. And we're going to be close to it today. Close to it tomorrow. The record's 85. Then we are going to be seeing that front again. Dry air moves in first of all. It's going to be very comfortable in the afternoon, although very windy, and maybe a high fire danger as well out to the west. Then the front moves through. 34 is what I'm going for on Sunday. 53 for a high. 28 Monday morning. Wind chills will definitely be something to get your attention Sunday morning.
Oh, wow.
I haven't taken out my big coat. I think all year.
Hey, we were talking earlier, 4 years ago tonight, we were freezing our bippies off out at SA 300 in the big celebration downtown.
It was, what, about 24 or something like that, and the winds were, gosh, 30,
I just remember the drizzle was almost like little frozen particles.
Yeah, it was pretty chilly out there.
Just 4 years ago. All right, thank you, Mike. 922, about 68 degrees.
Still ahead at GMSA at 9. Our KSAT Explains team breaks down redistricting and why the state of Texas is being sued over it.
It is a battle every 10 years, redistricting, and this time the Justice Department is suing the state of Texas over it.
No doubt you've heard of the process and know it has to do with maps and grouping voters together, but as KSAT Explains team has covered, it's much more complicated. Here's Myra Arthur.
It happens once a decade, every time a new U.S. Census comes around.
Redistricting has to do with the boundaries that are drawn for our election districts. So anything that we elect by district could be state representative, state senate, Congress, school board, city council. All of those districts get redrawn every 10 years after the census to make sure that there are roughly the same number of people from district to district, and that creates equality of representation.
Or at least that's the idea. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Redistricting relies heavily on population. As more people move to Texas, more representation heads to Congress.
Some states that are not growing as fast as others are going to lose congressional seats, and Texas is going to be the largest gainer.
Texas gained 2 congressional seats thanks to the 2020 census. The state's population is now 29,145,505 people. That's a gain of roughly 4 million people since the previous census in 2010. In case you're wondering, Bexar County grew by about 295,000 people. Texas lawmakers used the new numbers to create a new map of political districts, breaking all of us up into groups and making adjustments for those 2 new congressional seats. That's redistricting. What comes after the map is made gets messy. Almost immediately, lawsuits were filed to challenge it. Latinos accounted for half the population growth in Texas. Many of the legal challenges claim the Republican-controlled legislature intentionally divided up minority communities when making the new maps. And that's called gerrymandering.
It's been around as long as there have been elections.
Gerrymandering is a term that people came up with to describe when district lines are drawn in a way that somebody considers to be unfair.
The term dates back to 1812, when Massachusetts Governor Elbridge Gerry signed a redistricting bill. According to the Smithsonian, up until then, political districts followed county boundaries. But Gerry's party, the Democratic Republicans, got the idea to go outside the lines. They made a new Senate map that looked weird. One district some thought was shaped like a salamander. That led to a satirical cartoon of a mythical creature dubbed a gerrymander. Somewhere along the way, gerrymander became gerrymander, and here we are still talking about it today. There are two main tactics of gerrymandering: grouping certain kinds of voters together, that's called packing constituencies, or dividing them. That's called cracking constituencies. This group of yellow and purple blocks needs to be divided into 4 groups. There are some straightforward ways to divvy them up, like this, or even this, or this. But let's say the yellow party is in power, and they want a way to dilute the influence of the purples. They could divide the blocks this way, making sure to pack in as many purple blocks into one group as possible, dividing the remaining purples into groups with yellow majorities.
The idea is that if you have a community that wants to have a politician that's accountable to them and looking out for their interests, and that community is then carved up through this process, they then are not, they may not be getting representation.
We'll be keeping tabs on how the legal challenges to redistricting in Texas affect the March primaries that are just around the corner. To check out this or any episode of KSAT Explains on demand, go to ksat.com/explains or scan the QR code on your screen. Look for brand new episodes after the new year.
That was our Myra Arthur reporting. Very interesting. Just about 9:30 on your New Year's Eve.
We continue our coverage on the search for missing Lena Kill. A look at the latest in that search and how the 3-year-old disappearance is pulling in people from all walks of life. Well, the search for Lena Kill is now in day 12. SAPD, the FBI, and local volunteers are working together to bring her home safely. At this point, they're still treating this as a missing persons case, not an abduction.
Now, for a moment, volunteers were hopeful they'd get somewhere after they found something near the family's apartment complex where Lena was last seen playing on the playground. But as our Japhanie Gray explains, that turned out not to be the case.
Did you want to start them off here?
Something happens to her, it's as if it happened to everyone.
Thursday morning, new volunteers joined the dozens already working with the Search and Rescue SATX organization looking for 3-year-old Lena Kill.
What we're going to be doing today is looking in trash cans, behind businesses.
Director of the organization, Nina Glass, says that she is overwhelmed with the support from the community.
I was getting phone calls and stuff last night, and I just started crying. Normally, we don't do searches back to back. The family requested us to do a search today so that the Afghan community can participate in our search efforts.
Saqib Sheikh is the spokesperson for the Muslim Children Education and Civic Center. Like many, after hearing Lena disappeared from the playground of the Villas del Cabo apartment complex, he immediately started thinking of his children.
I have 3 daughters, I don't even want to think about that.
The effort to find Lena, pulling in people from all walks of life.
To show love and just to try and get some answers. Firefighting, EMS background, and also had CERT also.
For the second day, volunteers were split into teams.
You see anything unusual? Clothes?
To comb through a 5-mile radius of Lena's apartment. During the search, volunteers did find a bag of bones in this brushy wooded area right beside this business off of Fredericksburg Road. As soon as they made that discovery, they called San Antonio Police Chief William McManus, who did make the scene, and he did determine that nothing at this scene, including the bag of bones, is connected to Lena's case.
We don't know if they're human or if they're animal or what they are right now, but obviously from this appearance, very, very old.
We will continue to search for Lena until we get resolution.
She's not someone else's daughter. She's our daughter.
Japhanie Gray, KSAT 12 News.
All right, now over on KSAT.com, you can find all our coverage on Lena's disappearance. Just search her name, Lena Kill. That's Khil. You'll be directed to the most recent updates from law enforcement and stories with those who are actively searching for Lena.
You can also help spread the message about her disappearance using the hashtag #FindLenaKill on social media. Anyone who has any information that leads to her whereabouts could get a $150,000 reward.
Well, shifting gears, let's go back outside with live cam. We're very close to 70 degrees. It's not even 10 a.m. yet, Mike.
Yeah, the normal average high temperature is low 60s right now. We're historically the coolest time of the year, which calendar is not living up to that, but it will. So just wait, because things are going to be changing. One of the biggest fronts that we've had move through here in a really, really long time. Is my little thing going to work for me? Nope, guess not. All right, let's just take a look at what the visibility is right now, because the fog did kind of thin out a little quicker than expected. So in a lot of places, the dense fog advisory was canceled. We still have some out there. Roads are still damp. Plenty of it out to the west. You're still in pea soup all the way from Rock Springs almost down to Laredo. Okay, and this just occurred, all of the dense fog advisory has now been canceled, even down to the south, despite the fact that we still have some pretty thick stuff out there. Mountain Cedar, very high, one of the highest readings we've had in about 2 years around here, and that's before the front even moves on through. So partly cloudy, very warm and humid tonight. Warm and humid, that will continue. May actually have a little more fog trying to develop late tonight in the overnight hours, early tomorrow morning. Then the dry line is going to move through about late morning, noon here in town. Windy, it's still going to be hot, low 80s, but the front comes in here, the cold front. Tomorrow night, much cooler. Temperatures are going to be dropping like a rock. We are going to have wind chills to deal with Sunday morning, and then a good, hard, widespread freeze Monday.
Thank you, Mike. Taking a look outside with TransGuide, like Mike just said, that dense fog advisory has been lifted. I'm trying to see if that is a situation or not at Loop 410.
See a bunch of lights up there off in the distance, but it's very hard to make out, Sarah.
With that fog in the area. But if we learn any information about what's going on in that area, we'll keep you updated.
410 at Somerset, right now 937, about 68 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
Some big news breaking overnight for Coach Becky Hammond. David Sears has a look at that and your weekend sports headlines after the break.
Welcome back. It is exactly 9:41, and David Sears is here. We have a lot to talk about in sports, beginning with some great news for Becky Hammond.
Yeah, my phone went off like in the middle of the night last night, and naturally I woke up to see what it was. And it was Becky Hammond. Apparently she's working on a deal with the Las Vegas Aces to become their head coach. It's a 5-year deal, this according to The Atlantic and according to ESPN, and it would make her the highest paid head coach in the WNBA. Now, you know what's ironic about this whole story? Becky Hammond played for what was the Las Vegas Aces.
They left San Antonio for Vegas. They were the Silver Stars.
Yeah, remember, we got them from Utah.
Yeah.
And then they were here for, I don't know, until like 2017. And so she played for them. And then she became that, after she blew out her knee, Pop invited her to some meetings, and next thing you know, she's an assistant head coach.
Well,
this is her 8th season. She is 44. She's been wanting to coach in the NBA, a head coaching job in the NBA. So you got to start wondering if she was thinking she was kind of running out of time, or maybe she needed some head coaching experience. And this job came up. But there was other jobs in the WNBA that they thought she would take because Bill Laimbeer was the head coach, but he can move to the front office. And she's got some really good players. They've been in the playoffs the last 3 years. So she's got some good players to go coach. So maybe she's just looking for a little bit of head coaching experience that she's not getting in the NBA right now, so she can get that job. But congratulations to her. It's a deal in the making, according to the report.
We don't have dollar amount, but we know it, again, you said 5 years.
5 years. So,
and it's going to be a lot.
A lot of money.
And she will finish the season with
the Spurs. She's staying here till the season's over, unless they go. And, even if the Spurs were having to go deep into the playoffs, she might miss, training camp with her new team. But she is committed to staying with the Spurs throughout the whole deal. So congratulations to her.
Yeah, you bet.
I kind of hate to see her go. I was hoping that maybe Pop would retire one day and she could take over. Right? I'd love to have seen what she could have done with the Spurs, since she's grown up with so many of these young guys and has coached these young guys. But it'll be interesting to see what she can do with the WNBA team there in Vegas. And a lot of people are worried about her taking a WNBA job because they're not going anywhere. They're supported by the NBA, and the NBA has billions. Yeah. I think the WNBA is around for a while longer, so she'll be fine.
All right, so from Becky, back to our Spurs.
Back to the Spurs. Tonight, they're in Memphis, taking on the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are pretty tough. And remember, the Spurs didn't play against the Heat. Remember, the Heat didn't have enough guys to put on the court. Mm-hmm. They had 7. I don't know how. Well, you only play 5 at a time, so what's wrong with that? I don't know why they couldn't play 5. You got two what was Hoosiers? Those guys played with 4. Come on.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yep. We do.
Put a kid on the bench and wouldn't. But yeah. So anyway, that was against Miami. That was here. That was supposed to end that homestand. So now they go on 7-game homestand. They start in Memphis tonight, and then here's the. I think we got a matchup for you, but here's the schedule. So Saturday, that's tomorrow, they're at Detroit. Tuesday, they're at Toronto. Wednesday, they're at Boston. Friday, they're in Philly. Sunday, they're in Brooklyn. And Monday, they're in New York. Good luck with that trip. hopefully at some point early next week, DeJounte Murray will be back. Remember, he's in that COVID protocol, and they changed the rules, so he might be able to come back a little bit early. So hopefully he can come back at the beginning of this road trip. At least they might miss this weekend, but at least maybe beginning of next week as far as that goes. And Lonnie Walker is questionable for tonight's game, but they're taking on the Grizz.
Now, have you got some bowl game matchups for us?
We got some bowl game matchups. We got as a bowl game guy. Man, we got so much stuff going on this weekend. I forget the order we're in. What's next? Show me. Oh, today at 2:30. Look at there.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I don't think the Bengals are that bad. I don't think they're that bad that they would take a step down and play Alabama. But
you got a college team playing at Cincinnati, the Bengals, an NFL team. Our producer Dylan's fessing up on that one.
There has been a time when the Bengals were so bad that they might have lost to Alabama.
Right.
There was that kind of talk.
Well, maybe the Browns, but now the Bengals. Bengals are playing okay.
Bengals are good now. Yeah. They're like in the playoffs hunt now. So anyway, it's okay. That's all right. Don't worry about it. It's the end of the year.
Are you hearing Michigan's fight song over here?
Yeah, I know we're going to show. There we go.
And the logos are right.
Yeah, there you go. So Alabama and the Bengals play first, and then it's Michigan and Georgia at the nightcap. And then you can go out and party. So Mike will either be drowning his sorrows or he'll be celebrating, one of the two tonight when the clock strikes midnight and we start a new year.
Well, let's see which college teams are playing the Cowboys this weekend.
Pro Football Company, powered by Davis Law Firm.
So, all right, so the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, Offensive Player of the Week. How about that for a little reward, huh, for last week's performance? They're taking on the Cardinals this weekend.
I believe University of Arizona, David.
It could be. You never know these days. And with the way college football is going these days,
This is honestly going to be a heck of an NFC matchup.
Well, the Cardinals have been struggling.
They have. They had a red-hot year, and the last couple of games, they've seemed a little less intimidating.
That Kyle Murray is struggling a little bit, and they've been giving up some points. So the question is, can the offense of the Cowboys repeat what they did last week? That's the big question.
And can the Cardinals defense show up?
I was waiting for you to say something about the last one. That's right. And then the Texans play.
Okay.
This weekend sometimes.
Well, go Cowboys.
Texans playing U of H. All right, thank you for the update there, David Sears. Right now, 9:47, about 68 degrees. It is New Year's Eve, and Mr. Osterhage, you were very much enjoying whistling.
I was. Well, I was.
Michigan
Didn't the Cardinals? Did they lose to the Lions?
Let's see. I thought it was Minnesota lost to the Lions, giving them their first.
Is that the one win that the Lions have? They got one win and you don't remember.
Did they just have one win or two?
Or is it two? They got 2 wins and you don't remember who they were against? Come on, Mike.
I know.
It's the end of the year.
I was going to say if the Cardinals, they did that kind of against the Lions, so.
Mike, I want to give a shout out to your cufflinks. I think they're really cool.
Oh, thank you. This was a gift, and this is actual game ball from University of Michigan.
Footballs.
Very cool.
In the shape of football. So yeah, so I'm kind of rooting because they've never made it to the college football playoffs before. So that's my team. Didn't go to school there, but I've always rooted for them. Anywho, okay, beautiful picture.
I'm looking while you're doing weather, Mike. Checking on your team because they are 2-12.
Yes, the Lions did beat the Cardinals 30-12.
Yikes!
Thank you, Robert.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't speak very well for the Cardinals out there. So, great looking picture. I saw a couple of these yesterday. The contrails above the clouds out there. Yep, flying off into the sunset. Thank you for the KSAT Connect picture. Looks a whole lot better, this picture does, than what it did earlier this morning. And actually, the road appears to have dried out somewhat because we had a whole bunch of mist around the area this morning. We're probably going to be seeing that late tonight as well as early tomorrow morning because we'll keep all this humidity around here. Now, humidity is going to drop off. That's going to be, this is sort of a two-phase weather change, if you will, tomorrow. We get the dry line moving through. Looks like even maybe late morning here in town. Obviously, first of all, in the hill country. So the humidity is going to drop off during the day, and it's going to be very, very windy. Then the cold air is going to surge on in here, and with drier air on the heels of that as well, or along with it. And so we're going to have some dew point temperatures that are going to be way down there. And the nice thing is, too, right now it doesn't look like they're going to rebound all that much, just back up into the 40s. So that means we're not going to be getting back to what we are in right now and just endured for about the past week or so with these temperatures that are so mild and low temperatures like this morning that were 25 degrees above normal. So tomorrow we're going to make it up. Today we're going to be up to 81 degrees. And actually, I think this model has us at 80. I'm going for 83 for high temperature tomorrow because that dryer is going to heat up very easily. Then we will start to see the cold air coming on in here. So even by tomorrow night, we'll still be on the mild side. And then overnight, there's the cold air that comes on in here. That model has us at 32 degrees Sunday morning. We're going for 34. I think the wind keeps the temperatures up just a little bit. It keeps the air stirred up, doesn't allow the heaviest, coldest air to sink down here to the surface. But on the flip side, though, we're going to have wind chills to deal with because it is going to be very blustery overnight, tomorrow night into Sunday, and windy throughout the day on Sunday. Then Monday, we get really cold, down into the 20s in most areas, a good hard freeze for most everybody. And then we'll rebound up a little bit on Monday. But yeah, it's going to stay pretty cold to start off at least the second, third, fourth days, etc. of the new year. Not the first day, though. 77 degrees today at noon, mostly cloudy skies, and 2021 is going to end up on the hot side. 81, close to a record high temperature, very sultry out there. Then we get into tomorrow. We start off, and again, late tonight, we're probably going to see some mist and drizzle and some fog developing in the wee hours tomorrow morning. We will start off very humid, and the dry air comes in here first of all. Then the colder air comes in tomorrow night into Sunday, and it's going to be really cold on Sunday.
Okay, we're back on.
Oh, all right. A reminder, if you normally wake up with Max Massey and I on the weekends, we will not be on air tomorrow because it is a New Year's holiday. So Max and I and all of the GMSA weekend crew, we actually get to sleep in and celebrate the new year. So there's going to be no GMSA at 6, 8, or 9. That is for tomorrow. But GMSA will return bright and early on Sunday morning, and I will be there along with Mike Osterhage.
And a reminder that we will be back on air right after this newscast for a community briefing by local leaders, University Health in Bexar County, the city, holding a briefing to discuss the spread of COVID and urge action to stop the spread of the Omicron variant. That briefing is scheduled to begin right at the top of the hour. We'll bring it to you right here live on KSAT and online at KSAT.com. So stand by for that. Well, for those interested in ringing in the new year in an entirely different way, listen to this. Moviegoers can sync their New Year's countdown to some classic Hollywood blockbusters.
So according to findthemetaverse.com, you can watch your favorite movie and start off with the new year on the film's most iconic moment.
All right, so for example, you start Back to the Future at 10:19:07 p.m. Then at a stroke of midnight, the DeLorean will hit 88 miles an hour, sending Marty back to 1985 and you into 2022.
I like that one. Here's another one. You can watch one of Marvel's iconic finger snaps from either Avengers Infinity War or Avengers Endgame. You can time Avengers Infinity War starting at 9:48:52 p.m. to see Thanos snap half of the population out of existence. It's pretty dark. Or you can start Avengers Endgame at 9:29:30 p.m. to see Iron Man snap Thanos to start off 2022. The time codes are from Disney+.
All right, finally, you can start Star Wars Episode 4 at exactly 10:02:43. If timed exactly right, Luke Skywalker, according to the website, will destroy the Death Star exactly as we ring in the new year. All of this information on our website at
KSAT.com.
That's right. A happy new year from everybody here at KSAT and KSAT.com.
Happy 2022.